woke Twitterati are losing their minds as Elon Musk plans big changes. And already we have Bloomberg saying Elon Musk grabs Twitter by wheel, aims for cliff. His ownership of the social media giant is not off to a great start. Literally nothing happened. Nothing happened. And they're losing their minds. Here you go. Stephen King. He's a creepy guy, in my opinion. Elon Musk tells Stephen King that Twitter needs to pay the bills somehow after the novelist said he'd quit the site if he was charged $20 for verification. I love the idea of Elon Musk taking away the precious blue check from all of these meritless individuals who need something to validate their existence. How about yourself? How about you work hard and you accomplish things? How about you don't earn a verification badge? It's given to you by creepy weirdos. Anyway, Elon Musk says, how about this? You pay $20 for verification. And now all of these people are saying they're going to leave. They don't want to be verified. And it may be true. Some ideas that have been floated are for Elon Musk to offer up different color badges, like you can get a blue check to if you're a noteworthy figure, and then you can get a green check mark if you want people to know that you are who you say you are. And therein lies the big problem. I think Elon Musk doesn't understand how these people operate. And this is, I hate to say it, but a little bit of I told you so. Elon said a while back he was going to make it so everybody was a little bit unhappy. Like, he didn't say, I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, there's got to be a good solution where, you know, we give both sides a little bit what they want. And I explained. But yeah, Elon doesn't watch my show. And I assume a lot of people don't, you know, of course. But, you know, I explained, you've got a left that says ban all right wingers, all of them. And you have a right that says let the left onto the platform to say what they want, including nasty things. How do you compromise between these two groups? Well, it's fairly obvious, isn't it? If the right doesn't care about the left, then you don't do anything because they're fine with it. But if the left wants the right banned, well, if you don't, the left leaves. So what do? This is what Twitter's been doing. They ban some people on the right so that the left thinks they're getting some of what they want, and there's still some people on the right who are on the platform. The problem is you can't appease a group of psychopaths. So what ends up happening now? These crackpot weirdos are threatening to leave the platform because Elon Musk took it over. Elon Musk wants to get away from advertisers, deal with bots, and he wants to make sure the platform can be funded, and they're unwilling. Elon, what did you think was going to happen when a bunch of entitled narcissists were told you have to pay? These are people who advocate for your tax money. They lie about your tax payments. What did you think was going to happen? Tell the babies goodbye. It's the only way you can do it. Oh, poor Stephen King, you doing bye-bye. Unfortunately, Elon's hoping he can maintain a large growth platform with these people on it. You can't. They're in a cult. They're whiny, sycophantic narcissists. I mean, to each other, right? Whatever the cult says, they agree with. And this is the problem. You cannot please them. Nothing you can do. Nothing. This is what the Twitter execs learned, and that's why they played dirty games. I mean, obviously, they're also colluding with government. We saw that big story. That's insane. But Elon doesn't get it. They're not going to play. I'll pay $20. You know why? I want premium tools, and I want Twitter to get away from advertisers. I believe that paying the $20 means that I'm less likely to be censored because I'll be a paying customer. They don't want to lose. Now, it also means that they have less reliance on advertisers, so they can think, look, for one user, how much money do I make per advertiser versus membership? I can tell you this. Sponsorship models are the way to go. So for all of you that are watching right now, become a member at timcast.com. We don't want advertisers dictating what we can or can't say. Activists have been targeting advertisers to try and get revenue stripped from companies, which is why Elon partly is saying we need to get away from this. You see, this is the weapon the left uses. They want you to be beholden to major corporations so that they can demand of the corporations they pull funding from you. They want you under their boot, Well, here you go, Elon. Maybe now you're going to realize a cold, hard truth. These whiny babies will never be satisfied unless they get ultimate control and you do as they say. Also, I just want to really stress this point because I find it to be actually very hilarious. The people who want free stuff, the people who want free healthcare, free, they don't want to pay for Twitter. Surprise, surprise. They want you to give it to them for free. It's funny how that works. Luke Rutkowski of We Are Change brought up a good point last night. He said, switching to a paying model for high-profile accounts is good because it means that if Elon Musk doesn't do what he's supposed to do for the users, you can leave and it hurts the company. Whereas right now, advertisers will leave if Elon... So look, an advertiser model means the corporations are the customer and we're the product. Under this model, we become the customer. And if Elon Musk begins censoring and making a garbage platform, people are going to leave. The funny thing is, if he doesn't censor, the left is going to leave. But hey, Elon, these people were never going to give you money. I'd like to, I have a good reference for you. A reference. It's the South Park episode where the hippie festival comes to South Park. And then they say they're really excited because the festival is going to bring in a bunch of money. Cartman, who's in jail, goes, hippies don't have money. What did you think was going to happen, Elon? These people who are just angry, vapid narcissists with nothing going on in their lives, we're going to pony up $20. You were incorrect. Here's the story. Elon Musk hit back at Stephen King on Tuesday after the author said he'd quit Twitter if he had to pay $20 to stay verified on the platform. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO took control of Twitter last week after months of legal wrangling. Yeah, we get it. Best-selling writer Stephen King tweeted on Monday, gone like Enron if Twitter made him pay $20 to keep his blue check mark. He added, F that, they should pay me. Now, actually, that's true. And I mean, it actually is true. Twitter should be paying its highest profile creators for the content they produce on the platform. That's a fact. So how do you do it? I don't know. I really don't. There's no way Twitter can handle an expense of that degree because they already lose money. YouTube loses money too, but it's subsidized by Google, so it's pulling in money from other areas. As a top creator on YouTube with over 1 million followers, I get a revenue share. I produce content, you guys watch it, there's ads. YouTube gives me the lion's share of the revenue. They take a massive cut, by the way. Direct sponsorships, they're always better. So what do? I think maybe the solution is this. These people don't want to pay money, but you need them on the platform. They're the ones who are producing all of the content. Figure it out, man. I think that's really simple. I like how they're saying he's driving it off the cliff and nothing's really even happened. In response to King's tweet, Musk said we need to pay the bills somehow. Twitter cannot rely entirely on advertisers. He says, I will explain the rationale in longer form before this is implemented. It's the only way to defeat the bots and trolls, Musk said in a follow-up tweet. Removing bots on the site was one of his plans. Ryan Saavedra tweeted this, that create an alternate verification that you're not a bot. Actually, a really good point. If you're a journalist or otherwise noteworthy individual and people want their fancy blue check mark, fine. If you're a regular user and you don't want people impersonating you, or I still see problems with this. If you're someone who runs a business, you sign up for a premium tier business package and it comes with a verification, a green verification or red or something. I don't know. The problem I have there is like what? At some point they upgrade you? How does that work? It's like I have Timcast News. Follow at Timcast News on Twitter, by the way. It's our news Twitter account if you want to follow the news. I'd like it to be verified. I would pay $20 to get a verification on it, whatever it may be, because I want people to know that's our official account and that's where you can find it. And we would have to go through a process to verify it. But what happens when that account starts generating content that is attracting new users? Do they say, congratulations, you're upgraded to true verification, and now you no longer have to spend $20 a month, and now you've been upgraded to blue or whatever it is? I don't know how you can solve the problem, man. I do think people are addicted to Twitter. So long as Elon doesn't do much, no one's going to leave. They're going to claim like, I'm leaving and going somewhere else. They'll be back. Nobody leaves Twitter. That actually was a Rick and Morty joke. He's like, no one leaves Twitter. I think Morty says it in the first episode of season 6, because nobody does. They all say like, I'm going to leave if something bad happens, and then they don't. However, you charge $20 for verification and people might be like, screw you. Here's what Elon doesn't get. He may end up getting Google glassed. I talked about this the other day. When you get enough high-profile individuals to all start writing articles saying you're not cool and you're lame and telling all their little followers to do it, then they're going to remove their verifications because it will be cooler among their cult. That's what will happen. So, Elon, there's no solving this problem. You have this bifurcation of American culture where there are adults and there are children. We, the adults, we get it. You got to pay your bills. You got to work hard. You got to chop wood. You got to grow your own food. All that good stuff, huh? But these people on the left think the government should just give them stuff. These are the people who want universal basic income. It ain't going to work. Somebody's got to do the work. I love it. Universal basic income. I get free stuff. You do the work. That's what it means. It's meaningless. Someone has to produce the food. We don't have robots doing it. Here's what Bloomberg writes. Elon Musk grabs Twitter wheel and aims for cliff. Really? Alexis Leondis has a piece today encouraging Americans to book their capital losses. What is this? Okay, let's get to. Is this about Twitter? Here we go. Just to name a few, blah blah blah. Is Elon Musk's $20 verification? What is this? Paying for the privilege, charging Twitter's 300,000 verified users $20 a month to keep their blue badges would make a fraction of what the platform owes in debt. $72 million potential annual revenue from a blue badge subscription with $13 billion in debt. You know what I think? I think Twitter may cease to exist. I'm not even kidding. I mean, it may turn it into a protocol, make it bare bones, but I genuinely believe that Twitter only exists because the U.S. government knows they can control, manipulate, and spy on people. I mean, that seems to make the most sense. How do you have $13 billion in debt? Don't know. So they're not going to make enough money, but hey, 72 million, that covers some stuff. This figure assumes every blue check will pay when it could soon be more of a badge of honor to not label yourself a sucker who donates $240 a year to Elon Musk for the privilege of being harassed by Nazis. You see how these people think? I also like to point out the mistake they make in their math, Bloomberg. 300,000 verified users. Yo, he's saying anyone could get this. So let's say 100,000 of the whiny blue checks quit. What if 300,000 new people sign up? What if we get 600,000 verified users and he's pulling in 144 million per year? What if he goes up to 1 million verified users? Things are getting a whole lot better. How about that? $20 a month. How about that? He goes on to say Musk is also trying to avoid paying fired Twitter execs their golden parachutes, Matt Levine notes. Just like when he tried to avoid buying Twitter in the first place, he really can't do this. The legal system kept Musk from trashing contract law by backing out of his bad Twitter deal. Golden parachutes are somewhat less sympathetic targets of Musk's destructive energy, but the system will probably protect them too. I'm not so sure for two reasons. Take a look at this from the New York Times. Elon Musk may yet meet Twitter executives in court. Disputes over compensation and firings and potentially over layoffs could push both sides into fresh legal battles. It's not just that. Elon is now sitting on evidence of malfeasance and potential fraud. Elon tweeted out a message, I think it was from Slack, showing that information was withheld from the courts. That in and of itself may be enough. Maybe it's just that. Maybe nothing really else will develop there, but it seems possible that Elon could then sue the Twitter executives for fraud. He could maybe even get some of that money back. Now, he bought from the shareholders. The shareholders didn't misrepresent anything. Oh, wow. The power went out in mid-recording. It's a good thing I have backup batteries. How about that? So anyway, as I was saying, he'd probably only be able to sue the board members who directly lied to him. So I'm not entirely sure what he could get back, but he could win. He could win some kind of victory. But while we're at it, let's talk about our good friend Viva Fry, because this actually matters. Viva says, although my account has been unlocked, I still have not received an explanation, substantive response from Twitter support as to why it happened. If it was the result of brigading, that needs to be addressed. If a glitch caused by something else, would like to know at Elon Musk. Here's the story. It was a couple days ago, I believe, Viva Fry, who we've had on the show, was talking about the Pelosi attack. And he didn't say anything egregious at all. He just said, here's what may have happened. I wonder, blah, blah, blah. They locked him out and said he had to delete the account or else. I'm sorry, delete the tweet or else. How did this happen? Because Elon Musk and this Yoel Roth guy have stated they've locked down moderation tools for all but like 15 employees. Maybe it was a glitch. Maybe it was brigading. They auto-locked his account, forced him to delete it. How is it that Viva had to delete this tweet when Elon Musk is literally at the helm? You see, I'm not so confident. A lot of people are excited for this. They're excited that Elon Musk has taken over. They're saying it's going to get better, give it time. Maybe. I'm optimistic in some regards. But I got to be honest. I don't think the platform works. So look, if you have 2 kids and one kid is just screaming endlessly and the other kid is just sitting there laughing and being like, he won't shut up. And the crying kid says, he's making fun of me, kick him out. Well, you can kick out one or the other. So what do? Either way, you'll lose one of the kids, right? Either way, they're out of the room. And that's the problem that Elon's going to find. The right is making fun of the left, and they're allowed to. And the left wants them banned for it. So what do? You've got to punish the kid who did nothing wrong, so the kid who won't stop crying stops crying. Otherwise, it never ends. There's no solution. Now Elon comes in and says, stop crying. They didn't do anything. What's wrong with you? And the kid gets up and runs out screaming and crying. Oh, no. Now you're losing a large portion of your user base. Elon, let them go. Let them go. Tell Stephen King to shove off. Bye-bye. You want to know why? Once they leave, one by one, we're still having a party over here, buddy. There's still going to be tons of people who follow the news on this platform. Many journalists won't be allowed to quit because their bosses want them on the platform. Oh, Stephen King can leave. Remember that guy who, Will Wheaton. Remember he was on Star Trek. It's really funny. They made a Lego set for the Next Generation, and they made Wesley Crusher crying. It was so hilarious. Will Wheaton was so mad about that one. He quit Twitter. What's he doing? How's he doing? He's not really relevant anymore, is he? Look, Twitter ain't the end-all, be-all, but these people live and breathe it. And when they leave, they basically don't exist. So let them not exist in public discourse. Bye-bye. That's the game plan, Elon. Heck, charge me $40. I'll pay it. Why? Because I'm an adult who understands that if you want a service, you pay for it. Actually, I would pay substantially more than that. I would pay $300. But it's not just about having a verification badge. I wouldn't pay for that. What I would pay for is I have an account with 1.3 million followers on it. 1.38 now. Went up a little bit because I was tweeting a storm up the other day. And the more you tweet, the more followers you get. So it's an exponential growth. It becomes more and more valuable for your business. Twitter doesn't really direct anything in terms of traffic to websites, but knowing who my followers are is extremely valuable for the other content I make. So if Twitter were to make a pro suite, like a Pro Tools suite, where I could get better data analytics, the time of day my followers were active, the words they followed, some of this does exist. I would pay for that. I would, absolutely, for data, understanding, what people like about the content, what they don't like. Now, there's 2 things to consider there. One, I talk about things I care about talking about. I did a segment on Hans Niemann, a couple weeks ago. It didn't really get a lot of traffic, but I liked the story. I found it really fascinating. I like chess, so I really want to talk about it. I know it's not the most pressing story, but I want to talk about it. So just because I can see my audience really likes certain ideas doesn't mean that I would make content directed to them. However, it would help me notice things like trends that I'm missing. It would help me know what time of day to publish so that I could better produce and deliver content. And that in and of itself is important. I think there's probably going to be, with a suite like that, and I do believe some of this does exist, you can see people talking about certain stuff and be like, whoa, what's this story? Like yesterday's a good example. The DHS story it was published at 5 a.m. I didn't see it until like 11 or 12. Should have seen it way earlier. Would be great to see the stories that are bubbling up among my followers specifically, because I don't care about celebrity stuff. A suite of business tools, longer video publishing. I'd start putting videos on it. If he expanded the Twitter app into more services, it would be very useful for a business. And that's what I think he should be targeting. It should be real estate for businesses. That's it. I think about YouTube and website domains. Think about that. People pay to have a domain name, but they don't pay to register a Twitter account. How about this? What if you treat Twitter handles like domain names? You turn Twitter into a protocol and say outright, you can buy server space. There's a free amount of server space you get, and you can register usernames for a fee. Then think about it this way. Right now, there's a bunch of awesome usernames that are not being used. If you have to register them, they don't last forever. You have to re-up them. You see how that works? Everybody's okay with that in terms of domains. And then you get secondary market. Somebody then could buy, and you could take a fee off that. Here's an idea. Somebody sees that, big sub sandwiches is available as an @ username. And so they say, I'm going to register this one-time fee of $13. Now they have the rights to it. They don't own it, they have the rights to it. They can then sell it on a secondary market. Just like domain names. Why not? Bro, there are so many ideas. Elon, turn it into a protocol. Treat it like the web. Take away the ability of an elite cabal to moderate. Make it something that they can't complain about. Like, why am I paying $20 for verification? I don't want this. Why are you paying $20 for StephenKing.com? How about you don't have to pay for that either? Make it a protocol. Change the game, Elon. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.